In this video, I'm doing an overview of the Uncanny X-Men Omnibus by Chris Claremont Volume 2. What's up guys, BJ Kicks here. Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them in videos just like this one. So you should definitely hit that subscribe button, then tap that bell icon so that you're notified when I post new videos before I head out. Now, as evidenced by this shirt, I'm a pretty big X-Men fan. X-Men I just love. They're like the coolest team at Marvel, right? I've always told people, like when people ask me like Marvel versus DC, I like both, right? I probably have an equal amount of Marvel and DC comics in my collection. I feel like DC has the more iconic and the more compelling characters, but I think overall Marvel has the cooler characters, the coolest characters. And there is no cooler characters than the X-Men, in my humble opinion. So anyway, this is my 90s X-Men shirt. It's the Jim Lee X-Men that got me into things, of course, with the 90s animated TV show. And when I got into comics, I was like, all right, well, there's two heroes that I'm going to collect, right? It's going to be Batman, and then the next will be the X-Men. I will get everything Batman and everything X-Men as long as I can afford it, right? If it's in the budget, I'll grab it. So I'm on this quest to learn, the real history of the X-Men. And as far as X-Men writers, it begins and ends with Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont wrote the X-Men for like 30 years. Like, it's crazy. He started writing X-Men in 1975 with his Uncanny X-Men run. He didn't write giant-sized X-Men, but he basically took over right after that. And so I picked up these in omnibus format because thankfully Marvel has been reprinting them starting last year. So I got the Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 omnibus, and this is the Uncanny X-Men Volume 2. Now, this book, gotta love this. Gotta love that cover from the Dark Phoenix saga. But man, this book, I actually got this from my LCS, Ultimate Comics. And Diamond was not trying to make that easy. I pre-ordered this book months ago because all the online stores like in-stock trades, cheap graphic novels, they sell out of these Uncanny X-Men books in minutes. I didn't want to risk taking an L, so I pre-ordered it from my LCS. So obviously when you buy it at your local comic shop, you usually pay full retail. Ultimate Comics has a deal where if you buy 3 graphic novels, you get the 4th one free. So this basically is like a 25% off book. I can deal with that. But I'm just excited to have it because even pre-ordering it through my comic shop, Diamond didn't send my copy to my store. So I had to get it transferred from another location. Shout out to Ultimate Comics Durham. And finally, the book is here. So I'm going to stretch this spine out and then I'm going to switch the camera view so that we can take a look at the contents. All right, guys. So let's take a look. Let's take a look inside this book. Let's take a look at this omnibus. So this is Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont, artwork by Byrne, and also Dave Cockrum. This is volume 2. I got the direct market cover by Byrne. Now, the standard edition cover has basically the same artwork. It's kind of a tribute artwork by Stuart Eminem. So the coloring is a little bit different on the standard edition cover. I don't think you can go wrong either way, but this pairs really well with the direct or with the standard cover for the Omnibus Volume 1. So there you go. There's all sorts of weird, so the standard cover for Volume 1 is plain. The standard cover for Volume 2 has the updated colors. The direct market cover for the Volume 1 had the updated colors, but the direct market for Volume 2 has the standard colors. The standard cover for Volume 3 is a completely different Jerome Pena artwork that doesn't even have like the trade dress and stuff like that like this does. So I'm really hoping I get the direct market cover for Volume 3, because that's the one where you got Cyclops carrying Professor X, and it's just super dope. And then the direct market cover for Volume 4, same deal. So if you want these covers to look like the classic comic book issue, you got to go for the direct market covers from now on. But anyway, that's an aside. This is this direct market cover. I really like it. I'm glad my comic shop was able to reserve it for me. So, boom, here we go. Well, before we take this dust jacket off, let's take a look at what this collects. It was under Chris Claremont stewardship, aided by a string of young artists who also made their reputations on the book. Uncanny X-Men became a chart topper, spinning fan favorite storylines that have been adapted to the various animated X-Men cartoons and nodded to in the recent blockbuster X-Men movies. Little excerpt by Noel Murray from the LA Times. Let's just look at this cover gallery. Clearly you got the Dark Phoenix saga taking place here. Like, that's an iconic cover. There's an iconic cover. The Death of Jean Grey, that's an iconic cover. Look at Scott being all sad. And then we got Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past. That's another storyline that's in this omnibus, which only lasted 2 issues, but still. So very cool stuff. We got some issues of Marvel Fanfare. So let's see, what does this collect? This collects the X-Men 132 to 141 and annuals 4 and 5. And of course, X-Men switched their name to the Uncanny X-Men officially at issue 142. So this has Uncanny X-Men 142 to 153. Avengers Annual 10, which I believe, if I remember correctly, that's the first appearance of Rogue. Marvel Fanfare 1 through 4. The Marvel Treasury Edition 26 and 27. Marvel Team Up 100. Bizarre Adventures 27. And Phoenix, The Untold Story, which is a one-shot. And cover price on this book was only $100. Not bad at all. I can do that all day. And if you get it on one of the discount sites, probably getting like 40, maybe up to 50% off on that. So not a bad price at all. But again, shout out to Ultimate Comics for snagging this book for me and for having that awesome buy 3, get 1 free deal. So looking at the hardcover, Uncanny X-Men Omnibus, nothing special. Again, you got that blackboard and nothing on the back. So there we go. I did stretch this spine out. Now this one was a little bit trickier. It wasn't as easily laying flat as the X-Men by Claremont and Jim Lee omnibus. It might be because it collects more. I mean, it's collecting basically 132 to 153. That's 21 issues right there. 22 with the annuals. And that's 23 with the Avengers annual. And then Marvel Fanfare 1 through 4. Well, no, it's 27 issues. The last book collected 27 issues too. I don't know if it's just the manufacturer or what, but this omnibus, the binding isn't, I won't say it's not good, it just doesn't have that big eye and it doesn't lay flat like you would think it normally would. The quality that you're used to from Marvel is not necessarily here. But anyway, look at that from Days of Future Past. Very cool cover. So yeah, I mean, obviously the majority of the artwork, we got John Byrne on for 11 issues, 132 to 143. And then Dave Cockrum does 145 to 150 and issue 153. Well, who does 144? Brent Anderson. Brent Anderson does, what does he do? Brent Christian Anderson. He did the God Loves, Man Kills, which I think is in volume 3. Omnibus volume 3. But anyway, so cool stuff. Terry Austin inks, Bob McLeod inks, and great stuff. So let's get into this. We got the table of contents, and then of course this is supplemental stuff. And it's even got another foreword by Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont can really write, and he writes a lot. This was from 2004, so they probably did like a different collection and put that there then. Oh wait, so you guys can actually see what's going on. Let me turn this light down a little bit. You're not going to be able to read it, and you're not going to try to read it anyway. So anyway, here we go. Starting off with X-Men, or Uncanny X-Men number 132. Hellfire Club here. Very cool stuff. And let's get through the artwork. So, John Byrne artwork. Classic stuff. You know, it looks good. Look at Cyclops in this uniform. I think Cyclops' 90s uniform is probably the best, but other people would definitely argue me down and say that that's the best Cyclops outfit. Oh, cool. We got Nightcrawler here. Look at Storm. Very nice. Oh, Dark Phoenix. Look at her. Just looking crazy. Jean Grey's looking crazy in this. I should say, I've never read any of this. I love that we got the letters pages and still in here. I've never read any of this. Final phase of the Phoenix. More shocks than ever before. But yeah, I've never read any of this. This is going to be my first time reading it whenever I do. I got to get through Uncanny Volume 1 first. My goal, like I said in a previous video, is I'm going to read like basically Chris Claremont from beginning to end. And that's hard because Chris Claremont wrote X-Men for like 20 years almost. And then he came back for like another round. So yeah, but I'm at least going to read through his 11-issue run with Jim Lee, and looks like I'm gonna be able to do all that in omnibus format because Marvel keeps pumping out these omnis. So we've got up to 4 volumes of Uncanny X-Men that are announced. We've got an X-Men Inferno omnibus coming out in March, and then that leads directly into the Chris Claremont and Jim Lee omnibus volumes 1 and 2, which I've got pre-ordered as well. You guys actually saw my volume 1 omnibus overview earlier this week. So that's that. I'm really just kind of going through so you guys can see the artwork. I'm not even like really looking because I don't want to be spoiled. Although Chris Claremont's kind of wordy, so chances are if I don't read, I won't know what's going on anyway. But yeah, I mean, I love this artwork. It's not like 90s X-Men, which I feel like is like the peak of comic book artwork, but it's still very good. Like Wolverine still doing his thing. He's not quite as hulking as he is when Jim Lee draws him. But yeah, we got Storm looking all powerful. That's a nice little architecture there. We got Cyclops with his eyes tied shut. What happened to his visor? So, yeah, I mean, again, if you're going to read the X-Men, you got to read Chris Claremont. You got to have respect for what came before the stuff you love now. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to read this. Maybe I'll do some retro reviews. Maybe I'll do like a whole series of my X-Men read through, starting with Giant Size X-Men #1. Look at Magneto. And going all the way up to like present day. Obviously, what got me into comics or like picking up single issues was House of X back in 2019. Really loved that. But I mean, there's a lot of, callbacks to things that happened in earlier X-Men. So I want to be one of those guys that knows everything about the X-Men, and I am not right now. So anyway, I'm going to keep going through this because I want to see if there's any extras in the back. I'm going to keep thumbing through it so that you guys can see the artwork. Again, letters pages are still there. Even the ads for other Marvel books are still in here. Very cool. Good Nightcrawler. Looking dope. Is Nightcrawler black or is he blue? That's the question I've got for today. He's obviously blue in the movies, so even if he wasn't supposed to be blue. But you know how they do like that blue to do like highlights on things that are black? So I wonder if that's how Nightcrawler was supposed to be. Oh snap. Ororo and T'Challa. Who would have known they'd be married later? Way later. But later nonetheless. Alright, so what's this here? Alright, Bizarre Adventures. Secret Lives of the X-Men. So this is clearly not even colored, but looks interesting. Definitely looks interesting. I was like, wait, who turned this into manga? Alright, so that's the end of the omnibus there, I think. Oh, no, because there we got Phoenix, the Untold Story. That one shot. Very cool. Return to the Ashes. Alright. Oh, and they actually printed the interview too. That's really cool. Candid conversation between John Byrne, Jim Shooter, Chris Claremont, Jim Salicrup, Louise Jones, and Terry Austin on Phoenix, the reasons for her death, and the life that could have been. That's really cool. They kept this in the omnibus, so that's exciting. So, I mean, if you want to be a historian, these omnis seem to be the way to go. Look at that Kitty Pryde design. Because they don't just collect the stories, but they collect all sorts of interviews, forewords, afterwords, character designs. Oh, here's that issue in case Jean Grey had lived. But yeah, so that's cool. Original cover art for X-Men 141 for that Days of Future Past. Man, very, very cool. Loving these extras. Loving these extras. Look at that artwork. Satirical X-Men cover by John Byrne and Terry Austin. That's dope. Wow, look at this. Wolverine Plate. And that's... Oh, Wolverine Plate. Plate. Wolverine Plate from 1993 Editions Des World's Finest Comic Book Artist portfolio. Anyway. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. I really said Plate. Kitty Pryde. We got some more covers. House ads. Classic X-Men. Man, Marvel really does it with the extras. So, gosh, there's still more extras. I love this. This kind of ended up being the direct market cover, if I'm not mistaken, for issue number, or for Omnibus number 1. Slightly different, but it's close. But yeah, I mean, what's not to love about this book? Oh, there you go. Here's that artwork by Stuart Eminem that you'll get if you order this like on Amazon or something. So, I mean, it's basically the same cover, but with updated colors. And there you have it. That's it. So, before we wrap up, I do want to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about with the binding. So let's just open this up to like somewhere in the middle. Normally, when you open up a Marvel Omnibus in the middle of the book and you twist it up like this, you'll see like a big eye. And you don't really get that here. I did stretch this out a little bit. You can see it kind of lifts up if you stretch it. But it basically, the ribbon kind of just stays flat on the spine when you've got this open. It doesn't really affect the readability. I haven't noticed any gutter loss when I was thumbing through this. And I haven't even noticed like an issue with the book staying open. Even as you get to like some of these last pages. See? I mean, I guess it is kind of, well, no. It's not trying to close up on me. And it's the same at the beginning of the book. So that front cover kind of wants to pop up a little bit, but it's staying open. So people are complaining about the binding, but it's really not that bad. And it's not really like a step down. It's just different. So anyway, that's going to do it for my overview of the Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont, John Byrne, and Dave Cockrum, Volume 2. If you want to see more of these omnibus overviews, let me know. I'll tell you right now, I don't buy nearly as many omnibuses like those big YouTube dudes. Like, I love Uncanny Omar, and I love watching Jim Mint videos, but I don't have their pockets, man. So, but when I do get omnibus in, I might get like one a month. So I'm happy to do those overviews if you guys want to see them. Just let me know. But I hope you saw something you liked in this video. If not, it's cool. You can always buy what you like. Make sure you read what you buy and be nice to others because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.